Hey y'all, it's Vicki. I'm here to send out a sign of life. I know a lot of people were following the COVID motel day by day and then stopped dropping videos. Things got crazy. So stay tuned if you want to know more about the final days there and, sort of what I've learned from it, how it's changed things. So I just want to give y'all a fair warning that this chapter of the story is going to be scattered and things might be out of order, but that's just how it is, so listen up. So yeah, I'm still not 100% fully recovered. My lungs are not as good, I would say. Having more like nasal congestion issues, and my sense of taste and smell is not where it was at. It's weird. I'll be cooking dinner. I love cooking. I love eating. But I'll be cooking dinner and I'm like, I don't really trust my taste. Someone come over here and spice it up, and then they add a bunch of stuff and make it taste good. So that's kind of weird because I do love food. Day 10 of the hotel, day 9, I go in the office and they tell me, oh, we have you checking out tomorrow. And I'm like, what? Like, I thought I had to go off what the medical provider told me, which I thought was 14 days. So I was like surprised. Granted, I'm easily confused. There was a lot of information thrown at me when I first got sick, and I was not thinking straight because, everything. Okay, so the next day I get up and walk over for a COVID test. Like, they didn't say I had to. My doctor didn't say I had to, but, I wanted to be sure I'm not bringing this home to my asthmatic, unvaccinated loved one. And it's interesting, I saw in the news that one of the vaccines started out very effective, and then after a few months the efficacy went down to 3%. So I'm wondering if that's part of why I got it. Maybe, I didn't have that particular brand of vaccine. I'm baffled how I got it. I still have no idea how I got this. Even my employer is baffled. They're like, you're the most careful out of all of us, and you even double mask. What was I saying? So I had the quick test and the one they mail out. And what they told me is my quick test was negative. So they say that's typical. So they said I could go home. And when I got home, I was still masking because I still had a bit of a runny nose. And my family was masking, and we were keeping distance from one another and sleeping separately, separate rooms, everyone in their own space, just being super careful, sanitizing the whole room every time I used the bathroom. Because I was still a little paranoid, this is something that's killing people every day. My doctor's like, oh, you're being overly cautious, you're really going above and beyond, you don't need to do all that. And, we felt like we had to. We take this very seriously. We're not trying to die. Oh, and I spoke with a client the other day, and they shared with me that they had severe COVID, and they're one of the long haulers. So they're having symptoms, beyond, they get sick, they recover, but they still have other symptoms. Like this person, they were a normal, healthy adult. They got real sick with COVID, and now they have to see a cardiologist, a pulmonologist, and most of their issues are neurological, so they have to see a neurologist. And all of this was a result of them having COVID. It's an amazing illness because, interesting that it can, your symptoms while you're sick is like respiratory, digestive, things like that. And some of the long-term effects are totally different body parts. So, if you think about the science behind it and like how adaptable the illness, the virus is, like it's scary, but it's amazing at the same time. Like that something could be crafted to be so adaptable. So I left the motel. I left the COVID motel on day 10. It was one of the best days of my life. It was a beautiful day. And I feel like this experience, like some people say near-death experiences have an effect on you. It can, impact your life. And I didn't really think of it like a near-death experience, but when you think about it, like, I could have died. It wasn't like a car crash in your life flashing before your eyes or anything. It was a sickness, so it's interesting to think about it like that. Grateful that my family do so well. And we were in the middle of moving. Like, I was still quarantining, and they were just busting butt, moving all day, filling up this U-Haul truck. And then the day I get out of quarantining, I just jump right into moving. I have a lot of crap. I'm a borderline hoarder, so yeah, it was it was a mess, but we got it done. And now we're settled, and it's been about 2 weeks since I've been free from the COVID hotel, and I will forever be grateful for that place and that program that allowed me to keep my family safe. Like, I was infected, they were symptom free. If it weren't for this place, maybe I would have spread it to them, and maybe they would have been hospitalized. I don't know. But I'm glad we didn't have to find out. I'm glad that this resource was there for me. And I think it's just going to keep mutating and jumping the vaccine. And we all have to be smart and vigilant. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. It's crazy to say, but I got a lot out of having COVID. Being in that hotel room alone without access to a lot of technology, really just phone calls. I had a lot of time to think about what really matters and what doesn't matter. And I found that most of my time was spent thinking about my family and, how they were doing, and wishing I could do more to support in general and support the move. And my family was really supportive, like, take care of yourself, we got this. It's important to be surrounded by people that support you and that you support and have some shared love. There's a lot of relationships out there and families that aren't that healthy. And that's another thing I learned, is like how much fortitude we have and how strong we really are as a unit. And it was at the same time very scary and unsettling and, you know, painful, miserable. But I got a lot out of it, really. You know? And it makes you think more about what the news tells you and what the government tells you and what the CDC is saying. You know, this isn't political in any way. I'm not trying to put my ideals on anyone or try to sway anyone, but I'm just saying that's something that I am thinking about more. Maybe I'm just a cynic. Could be. I'm a cynical person. You know, I feel like when it's life or death, you can't really be too careful, you know? Like, I want to survive. I want my family to survive. But this is a global pandemic. So, you know, it's like if you know you're going to drive through Tornado Alley, are you going to put on your seatbelt or not? Are you going to keep an eye out on the weather or not? But, you know, the biggest thing I think I got from COVID is like a major perspective shift. And that all that really matters is my family and our health and thriving the best that we can with what we have. I am a lot less anxious and stressed out than I used to be. I feel like my faith has gotten stronger. My relationships have gotten stronger. I feel stronger now. I'm back at work. That feels good. You know, I was bummed out not being able to work. So it's good. It's good to be back in the world. I guess that's it. I guess that's the closing of the COVID chapter. I'm officially recovered. Trying to stay alive. Do what we can do. So that's it. That's my COVID story. And I want to thank y'all for listening. It was really like therapeutic to, you know, record this journey and keep track of things in such a way day by day. You know, give me something to work towards and focus on, and, you know, knowing that it might be able to help someone else.